Let me know if all of you can hear me, if all of you can see me right now. I'll just wait for 1 more minute for everyone. Hi, Mridul. All right. So I'll just wait for 1 more minute. But yeah, this is going to be quite an interesting thing for all of you because for the first time, you'll be learning how to interact with APIs. Okay. What is an API? API is just short form for application programming interface. All right. Great. That's amazing. Python master has just joined. Awesome. Right. So we'll just be using the API of Twitter to create this Twitter bot. So what is an API essentially? It's basically a way for you to communicate with any piece of software. Okay, that software can be like whatever you can imagine. There is an API for Facebook. There is an API from Instagram. So all of these APIs are created for the purpose of development. Okay, this is not for the common public. This is not for normal people who just use Twitter or Instagram to just check up on people. These are things that are used to develop something. Okay, these are things that are used for developers, used by developers. Okay, so yeah, what is a Twitter bot? If you don't already know, it's basically an account that is not run by a human being. Okay, so you don't have to constantly open the account and do all of the activities. It will continuously do it, all of those activities on its own. All right, so that's what will be happening using this Twitter bot. We'll be going through every single step. What are the requirements you need? Everything we'll be discussing, and then we'll also write the code and create our first Twitter bot. So I hope all of you are excited about that. Okay, so let me just go ahead and talk about what is the benefits of creating a bot. Okay, why would you want to create a bot for your own Twitter account? What happens is that whenever you go to Twitter, you can get distracted pretty much. Okay, so let's say you just wanted to make a quick tweet. You see tens of hundreds of tweets by other people, so you start to interact with them. That can waste up a lot of your time. So just for you as an individual, creating a bot for your own account can be very much beneficial, so that you will end up saving a lot of time. Okay, and that is really important. So you can just automate your Twitter account so that let's say after every 1 day, there is one Twitter tweet, just by using the Twitter bot. You won't even have to go to the app to create that tweet. It will happen automatically. That is what you can do using the Twitter bot, and that is what would be your own assignment. Okay, so your assignment for today's class is to create a Twitter bot, and so that it automatically tweets a tweet, and that is what you will be doing. I'll show you how to do that. But now let's talk about how. Okay, so there's one more thing that I just forgot to mention, and that is why is it really used by other people. So let's say that there is something. Let's say there's some topic called as computer science. You want to create a computer science bot that retweets all of the tweets that have the hashtag computer science inside of them. Okay, so using that, you can just track what's happening in the world of computer science, or let's say stock markets. So in stock markets, there are a lot of things that happen very quickly. So you want to create a bot that would automatically retweet whatever tweet has come, and that way you can just view all of the news very quickly using the Twitter bot itself. So that's one of the main reasons that Twitter bot are being used by people. Now let's take a look at how can you create a Twitter bot. Okay, so how is a Twitter bot made? Basically, we first of all have to log into Twitter, right? We have to have our own Twitter account. We need to apply for developer account. So basically, you basically need to do this. You have to apply for developer access, right? Because APIs are used by developers, that is not used by normal people. So any account won't work. For creating a Twitter bot, you need to have a Twitter developer access, basically. So for that, you will have to apply. I'll show you how the applying works. I'll show you exactly what are the steps. Do that, and after that, you can finally apply for this function. Now let's take a look at what are the requirements. What all do you need in order to create this bot? So first of all, you will be, of course, you need a Python installed inside of your laptop or your device. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, and then we'll take a look at what are the code editors that you need. Okay, but the important thing is you do need somewhere, some place where you can write the code. Okay, that is very important. Then you would also need this module called as Twepi. So what is Twepi or Twepi? Twepi is basically a module that is used to interact with the Twitter API. Okay, it makes life a lot simpler. Everything is very much quick using the Twepi module. And of course, you do need to have internet access because you want to, interact with the servers of Twitter. So that's why you need to have internet access. Then let's take a look at the developer access, right? So you do need the developer access. This might take 1, 2, or 3 days for you to get approved, but yeah, this is required. And only after this you can create your own Twitter bot. Okay. Then of course you need to have some curiosity. You need to have some motivation and to create something like this. All right. So that's all that is required. Now let's quickly take a look at what is an API. So basically, as I just said, API is short for application programming interface. It's an interface. Okay, interface, like this is an interface, right? Unacademy is an interface between you and me. I am communicating with you using this interface, right? Similarly, when you create an interface between two programs can be the Twitter server and your own laptop. Okay, this requires an interface to communicate. Okay, and for that you have an API. APIs are everywhere. Okay, pretty much everything has an API, so that's omnipresent. And in this course, the course that I'm taking on Unacademy, I'll actually show you how to create your own APIs and how to use APIs in depth. We have a class coming up, so that would be a lot more in depth. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing. Next, let's take a look at what all we'll be doing. First of all, it's a method for you to communicate, as I just said, between various products, software products. Then it basically works on the concept of requests. So let's just take a look at this. Let's say I have, this is me, this is my laptop. Then I have another one, and this is the server. Okay, so let me just write that over here. This is my computer and this is the server. So basically I will be sending a request to the server. The server will see if it can handle that request or not, because it takes a lot of time. It takes resources to process this request. Let's say I just tell the server to give me 1,000 tweets, right? And that will take the server a lot of time to process, and it might not have the bandwidth. Okay, so because of that, it might decline my request. But if my request is can happen, then it would give me a reply. Okay, so I send a request, I get a reply. That's how APIs basically work, and this is the very bare bones explanation of how they work. There are other things as well, but we'll take a look at those afterwards, not to overcomplicate things right now. Yeah, so what all can we do? What all can you do using your own Twitter bot? Well, first of all, you can like tweets. You can make your own tweets. You can retweet other people's tweets. You can follow certain people. You can unfollow people as well. Okay, and you can send your own images as well. So you have tweets which have images inside of them, right? So for that, you can also post your own images just by using the API. Okay, so that's also a great news. And you can do a lot more, right? There are many applications, there are many ways that you can use this Twitter API and Twepi in Python to create some amazing projects. Now let's quickly get started. I'll just take you through every single of the steps. So we'll go till fourth, because fifth you need to have, right? The number one is to install Python. So let me just take you. First of all, hope none of you have any questions, because if you have any questions, please ask me right now. I'll be happy to clear them up. Please ask any questions. I'll wait for some time. If you have any questions, please ask. I am waiting. And after that, I'll go to the requirements and we'll see what all requirements are there. No questions? All right, let's move ahead. Let's quickly move ahead and install Python. I am assuming that you guys don't know anything about Python, so I'll explain you from the beginning. So I'll hello Divyansh. So let me just share my screen, and you can interrupt in between. I can see your messages between when I will be sharing my screen, right? So I can see all of your messages right now. So there's that. Now I need to first of all say Python, and just that I can go to python.org. I am a mobile. Can I use Notepad++ to code? Yeah, sure, you can do that. Not a big deal. So go to downloads and click on Python 3.9.0. Okay, this is the latest version of Python that has been released. Just click over here. This would download the language for you. Okay, just click over here and it has now been downloaded. I'll just click on discard because I have already downloaded Python. Then what you need to do, uh, okay, hopefully this is fine for all of you. You understood what I'm trying to tell. Next, I have to go ahead and say that I want to install a code editor. So for our case, we can use VS Code. Go ahead, take a look at the website of VS Code and click on download for Windows. I already have it, so I won't click over there. But if you have Mac OS, if you have Linux, doesn't matter, just click on the stable release and that way you can download it. Okay, so that's that. Then you need to, or you can also, just download Sublime. That is fine too. Sublime Text over here, just click over here and click on download for Windows. I have already installed Sublime as well, as you can see over here. So these are basically applications wherein you can write your code and you can do all sorts of stuff with your own code. And yeah, these are very lightweight code editors. We won't be using some complex IDEs to write code because that is just too complicated and it might scare you, right? Because it did scare me. Then we will be taking a look at Twepi. So Twepi, if you go to twepi.org, it's basically this module that you can take a look at. And as it says, it is an easy to use Python library for accessing the Twitter API. All right. So how does this work? Let's take a look at the documentation. So for every single thing that we'll be using in this class, there are documentations for that, which will help you getting started with any of these technologies. You can take a look at installation, getting started, hello Twepi, and all of these things are laid out for you. So what you can do, again, I won't be going through all of these, right? But I'll give you a brief of how to use this. We'll be doing a few activities that will make it clear for all of you how to get started. And then you can go ahead, take a look at every single of the sections in this documentation and get started with it. Okay, so then we can now move into getting the Twitter developer access. So for that, I need to go for Twitter for developers. So, there's been a lot of breaches happening recently. And the breaches happen because someone used the Twitter developer access for a wrong use. Okay, so make sure that you don't do anything shady. That's just a deep request for all of you. Use it only for the purpose of learning, only for the purpose of helping other people out. Okay, so this is the developer platform from Twitter themselves, and they have made a lot of restrictions so that you cannot just go ahead and simply use it. You have to log in for this. You have to click on apply. Okay, so hopefully you can see apply written over here. Just confirm if you can see apply. Can you see apply written over here? Is my screen visible? Let me know right now, then I'll proceed. Can you see this apply? Okay, so I hope all of you can see the apply because no one is really answering. Okay, so I hope you can see the apply. So look, what happens here is that you have to apply for access as it says, right? You click over here for apply for restricted. You also have restricted use cases. Take a look at them. What are the restricted use cases? But basically, because of a lot of breaches, they have stopped a lot of the things that were previously possible. but yeah, the main functions are still available. Apply for the Twitter API. So over here, you can take a look at this. You have to fill this survey. Okay. And after this, your account gets accepted. So the question is, what is your primary reason for using Twitter developer tools? Just click over here, whatever you want to click over here. Yeah, if you're a student, I hope all of you are, I guess all of you are, right? Just click on student or click on making a bot. Okay. And after that, click on next. And now you need to specify a few more things. You need to specify what country do you live in. So just go ahead and go for India and click on India. Then it says, what would you like us to call you? Here you can just choose, let's just go ahead with Ishan. And then one more updates about Twitter API, it depends on you. Click on next. Then over here you need to, as it says in English, please describe how do you plan to use Twitter data. Now this is very important because there has been data breaches previously and they don't want it to happen again. So they are manually reading every single thing that you write here. So make sure that you provide proper reason. You just say that I'll be using it for development purposes. Just fill something of that sort. I am a Python developer and wanted to learn how to use the Twitter API with Twepi or Twepi in Python to create what? To create bots. Right. So just write this down and fill it up. Next, you need to specify the specifics, right? So please answer each of these questions. Just answer them all, whatever they are asking. Are you planning to analyze Twitter data, which you can, if you know the data science, if you know pandas, you can start analyzing the data as well. Please just describe how will you be analyzing Twitter data, including any analysis of Twitter or Twitter users. So it depends on you. If you want to, you can keep it yes, but it's completely up to you. You can keep it no as well. Just go through this and then click on next, right? So this will then be you will now be able to just, let me just enter this up quick. So I want to create bots for educational purpose and not to spam anyone. Okay, let's fill this up. And you need to specify this as well, at least 100 characters. Just write all of these. Click on no if you won't be using. Describe, please describe your planned use of features. So just write this down. I would use Python to I don't know, like tweet, like, follow, and other functionality. Something like this. You just type it out and just click on next. It will take you some time before it gets approved, so just stay patient for that time. But once you have this done, then you just need to be waiting for some time. And after that, what you can do now is to take a look at your account. So I'll show you what the account looks like. This is the account. Okay. Let me just go back. Let me just go to Twitter, developer.twitter.com. Okay, so this is the website from Twitter for developers. What you do here is that once you have been selected, once you have given access, go to the developer portal. And in the developer portal, you need to basically create your own app. Okay, so app is basically how you communicate with the API. You have one app in your laptop, and then you have another app, you have the server. Okay, and that's how they'll be communicating. Just need to go into projects and apps, click on test bot over here. This is the bot that I have created, but if you want to create, I can show you how to create it from scratch as well. Just click on create app, give it a name. So we can just call it I don't know, like Twitter bot, and then you can just give it some random number. Okay, now just click on complete. Okay, and here would be your API keys, API secret key, bearer token. Click on app settings. So yeah, now you have reached to your own bot. Okay, what will you be doing here? You will pretty much be needing these two things. You will be needing, first of all, your API key and the secret, and you will also be needing the API token and the access token and the secret. Okay, what are these? Basically, you are using these to communicate. You are using these to tell Twitter that this is my account. I am using this account. This is the account that we'll be using. Okay, this is one of my friends, and he has the development access from Twitter, so we're using this for now. Okay, so I'm using this account, Satej Bidwai's account, to communicate with the basically to communicate with the Twitter API, right? So you need to have the API key and the secret. This is basically like username and password. Then you need to have access tokens and secret as well. Okay, so I'll show you how what to do with this. So first of all, let's go to let's go to my desktop, and I'll go to the projects. I'll go to this project that I've created, Twitter bot. And here you can see I have two files. Okay, one of the files has the bot credentials. Over here, you can see it has the API key, it has the API key secret, then it has the access token, and it has access token secret. Okay, I have just saved them up over here, and that is what I want you to do. Okay, so what you do here is that you go to you go to API key and secret, click on view keys, and after that, just need to save them all, right? So just save this and save this in some, TXT file, for example. Okay, and once you have done that, that would enable you to just simply use the account. Okay, so once I've done this, I would then want to click on generate access tokens. All right, so let's just save them as well. Let me just take a screenshot, or let me just save them, right? So I have this, I'll just save them up. And then I can also save the other one. This is the access, the token secret. Just copy that up and I'll put it over here. So I now have the access token and the access token secret. I only need the API key and the API key secret. Okay, don't worry about this. This is very simple, nothing too different. Once you have copied them up, now let's go ahead and get started with creating our own Twitter bot, right? So before this, I just want to ask you if you have any questions. Do you have any questions? Please let me know right now, and then we can proceed. Any questions, any doubts about anything, just ask. All right, no questions. Okay, great. Now let me just proceed and show you how to create your first Twitter bot. Okay, so what I'll do here is that I'll just open up my VS Code in the meantime, and then I'll get started with talking about what all code do you need to write. So let's do that. Just give me 1 minute, okay? I'm just opening up the folder which is named as Twitter bot. Yeah, for the code in mobile, we have to install Python. I'm not sure. So if you're using it in mobile, what app are you using for that? Because that would matter a lot. If you're using an app, that app should already have Python installed, or something of that sort. I've never really coded on my phone because it's not convenient. It's not the right way to code. Notepad plus plus. I also have Termux. Okay, just use Notepad plus plus. Just you need to install Python, right? That is very important. Let me just share my how to install Python. Okay, I'll have to see about that because I am not sure how to make it happen for for the phone itself. So I'll see about that and let you know soon. But yeah, this is my file. This is the file that I've created inside of my Twitter bot folder. What I do next is that I simply need to first of all install Twepi. So I'll go to CMD. Okay, CMD is basically for me to install some stuff. Here I'll just say pip install. Okay, so pip is basically an installer. If you want to install any module in Python, you use pip. You say pip install, and then you do py. Okay, just click on enter and wait until everything gets installed. For me, I have already installed it because I have prepared. So this is installed for me, but for you, it might take some time. So install this as well, and now we can proceed next. So next we need to first of all write a few lines of code. So we'll say import twepi. Okay, so that is very important. Then we need to say auth, which is authorization. So now I'll be writing 2 lines of code. Okay, and this would be to authorize my app. Okay, so I'll just say auth equal to twepi dot oauth handler, as you can see. And instead of this, I need to mention 2 things. I need to mention first of all the API token, and then I need to mention the API token secret. Okay, so I'll just quickly do that. I have to mention this, and then I need to also mention this. So I'll go here, I'll go to the bot credentials, and inside of this, I will simply just copy this up. Okay, I'll just copy this API key and I will paste it over here. Then I would also do this. I would just copy this one. This is the key secret, which I have copied from the Twitter developer platform. I'll paste it over here too. I have this done. Now I need to do one more thing. Okay, this would be different for all of you, so don't try to copy this one. It won't really work for you, right? So it depends. Next, I need to do what? I need to say auth set access token. So I am using set access token method, and I'm saying I have to again enter 2 things. I have to enter the access token, and I need to enter access token secret. So I say here, again, need to go to the bot credentials, and we'll just be copying this part. Okay, so I'll just copy this. By the way, if you have any questions, please ask. Okay, you guys are not asking questions. That's quite weird. I was expecting questions because, like, look, if I would be at your point, I would just be asking a lot of questions. So that's why I was just saying. Anyways, so I have done 2 things over here. I have first of all set up the authorization, and then I have initialized my app. Okay, I've just entered the credentials for my app. I have different apps, right? So for that, I just need to put in this information. Now we need to do what? We need to then say this API is equal to Twepi or Twepi dot API in capital, and in the brackets, I just say AUTH. Okay, this is auth. So now what we've done is that we have created an object which is called as API. Okay, and using this object, we would be able to communicate with the Twitter API very much simply. And just to show you what we can do here is this. I'll just do a try block of code, try and accept. And in the past, I'll just write this. Wait a minute. Yeah, so here I'll say API, or I can just do this. I can say API dot update status, or we can also do this. So let's say I have my first status. Okay, I'm making this variable which is now equal to API dot update status. Okay, so update status, as you can see, my code editor is already giving me what all I need. You need to just say this, and then instead of this, you can just say hello Twepi. Okay, hello Twepi or whatever. So we'll just do this. We'll just say hello Twepi or Twepi. This is a tweet done by a bot. Okay, so I just write that, and now I just need to put in one more thing. I'll just put in a print statement over here. I'll say print uh, tweeted successfully, right? So I'll just say tweeted successfully. With that, now I can make it happen. One more thing, I'll just put in what needs to happen over here. In the past, I can just write, I just want to say print if there's some problem. Okay, so this try and except block of code works like this. If there is any problem, if there's any error, then it runs this except block of code. If there is no problem, then it runs the try block of code. Okay, so in the print, I'll just write, uh, there was some error, right? So we'll just save this up and now I can start to execute this. So how do I do this? We are pretty much done now, right? So we are done with creating our first tweet. We just need to execute this. So for that, I will just open up my terminal. So just go to terminal and click on new terminal. So wait for it to get started. And it's almost done. Right, we are ready. So here I'll just say this. I'll say Python. Let's say if this works. So we'll say Python and space, I'll just say bot.py. Run this and let's wait for some time and it says tweeted successfully. Now what happened here, let me just open up the account that we were using. Let me just refresh this. So as you can see, the last tweet was done on 12th of September. Okay, if I refresh this, I will find one more tweet. And this tweet says, hello Twepi. This is a tweet done by a bot, right? So this is how we have used the Twitter API to create a tweet using our code editor and Python, right? So what do you think? How was that? Wasn't it cool? I think this is pretty good, right? So you can do a lot more things than just this. You can also just say, if I go over here, I have my first status, right? So I can do this. I can now say first status, and then uh, I can just say first status dot destroy. Wait a minute. So okay, so what you can do here is that you can also favorite your own tweet. So for that, I can just say first status dot favorite is TG bot class. Telegram bot class. I am not sure about that. We haven't really talked about that. Like, okay, so we'll think about that. For like, do you really want that? I think this is much better than that. If I run this once more, first status is not defined. Wait a minute, let me just define it up here. So what is happening here is that this isn't in the global, right? So what I need to do here is, if I were to not use this, if I won't use the tribe code, and I'll do this, now it should work. Let me just see. Yes, I want. Okay, I'll try. Twitter 236 in execute raise Twitter. Okay. So like this is what happens. Sometimes there are some errors as well. But let me just show you something else. So once we have tweeted, we can check for something. We can say dir, then I can just put in API. Let's see what all are the methods available for this API. Tweep error message status are duplicate. Okay, so what's happening here is that we already have this. So let me just get rid of this. Let's run this once more. Let me do this. Just give me a minute, okay? So as you can see, this is basically giving us the complete list of what all we can do, right? Hopefully you can see what is written over here. Basically, this is saying that this is the list of everything that you can do using this bot. So what all do we have? We have lookup friendships, pack image, remove number. There are many things over here. Mute IDs. Mute ID can be used for muting something or to block something, right? So that's another application that we can do. Let me just give you one more thing. So status, as you said, as you have seen, we say status, right? Status is basically a tweet. Okay, so status stands for a tweet. Then a favorite stands for a like. Then friendship stands for, friendship is for what? Friendship is for following. Okay, so all of these things have different names in this API because early on when Twitter was just starting, this is what they used to call it, right? They didn't say, let's tweet. They said, let's just put up a status. They didn't say, let's like it. They just said, let's favorite it. Okay, so they had different names, and that's what they have decided to keep up with. Okay, so this is what you can do. You can also upload an image. So I'll show you how to do that. Let me just get rid of this. Let me just play this up. Let me just click on CLS, which is used to clear the screen. Okay, so hopefully all of you are following. If you have any questions, please ask me. We want to hear some questions from you. Okay, so anyways, as you can see, if I try to rerun this and see what happened, nothing really happened. We still have the same hello Twepi. This is a tweet done by a bot. Okay, so we still have this tweet over here, and we can do many things after this. Okay, so if you take a look at the Twepi documentation, it would give you a lot of options. Okay, and I'll show you one thing that you can do. Let me again go back to, yeah, over here. What you can do is that you can also upload your own image. So let's say I have something like this. Let's say I have some text. I can say img underscore obj. Okay, this is just a simple image object. I am just saying API dot media underscore upload. Okay, so this is basically used for you to upload media, and instead of this you just need to mention what is the image that you want. So let me just take a screenshot. Okay, so I've taken a screenshot of the screen right now, and after that I simply need to find that screenshot. It should be in my screenshots folder. Let me just cut it from here and let me just paste it into my folder. So I have it over here. Let me just see if this is correct or not. Okay, this is going to take some time. Yeah, so as you can see, this is perfectly right. This is perfectly correct. Now I need to change this name. Let's change this name to IMG. Let's just keep it IMG. And now I can just say IMG dot, or I need to use this. I need to say IMG dot PNG. Okay, so this is our image. Then I need to say this. I need to say my status. My status is equal to API dot media status, media and or update status actually. Okay, so update status, and then I'll say whatever I want to tweet. So I want to say, hey, we are learning to make a bot. Okay, and after this I want there to be an image. So how do I do this? I basically do this. I say media underscore IDs. Okay, this would be a list that would have complete list of whatever media I want to upload with it. So instead of this, I'll just say img underscore obj. This is my object, my image object. I'll just say dot media underscore id underscore string. Okay, so I'll just do this, and then after I've done this, I need to simply just run this code right now. So what will be happening here is that we will have a tweet which will have this message, hey, we are learning to make a Twitter clone, or like a Twitter bot. Okay, and then it would also have an image. So for that image, I need to say this. Let's try to run this. Okay, so this was successful. Let's now go ahead and see what we have done. So as you can see, the we now have an image over here as well, and this image uh, has a text as well which says, hey, we are learning to make a Python bot. Okay, so all of these things you can do with the help of the Twepi API. It's very much powerful, and now let's keep exploring it a little bit more. We have made this normal tweet. We also have this tweet with an image. Okay, so both of the things we have done. Now let's take a look at our timeline. So if I go to home, I can see what everyone else is tweeting. Okay, so I have this tweet, then I have Apple Education, which is promoted, then I have Sir Michael. So I want to take a look at all of these things that the person has uploaded, and I want it in my in my code editor. So how do I do that? I basically need to use Twepi for that. So I'll just go ahead. Uh, so over here, what I'll do is this. I'll have a timeline, and that timeline would be equal to API dot home timeline, and instead of that, I'll just make it a method, and then I would say for tweet, I'll have a for loop, and I'll say for tweet in timeline. So for all of the tweets in my timeline, I want there to be this. I want it to print. I want it to print. I want it to say tweet. Oh, wait a minute. So I wanted to say this. I wanted to say tweet dot user dot name, and then I wanted to say just posted or just tweeted something. Okay, they say, and instead of that, I want to have the complete text. So I can put in tweet dot text. Okay, so I have done that. Now let me try to run this block of code and see if this is successful or not. Okay, and as you can see, it has just given me a complete list of all of the things that the person has said. Okay, so if you take a look at this, let me also print a divider because it might get confusing. So I'll say print, and then I would have like this. I would have a complete. Okay, let me just save that up. Let me just run this once more. Okay, so now I can take a look at all of the tweets, and the tweets are separated now. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. So it says Satish Bedwai just tweeted something. They say, hey, we are learning to make a Twitter bot, and it also has the link. What is the link? Link is basically the link to the photo. Okay, then it says Satish Bedwai just tweeted something. Manasam CFC just tweeted something. So, you get the complete list of whatever people are tweeting. Brad Trevor C just tweeted something. They say Laravel crash course by Team Code course. So, so basically you get the complete list of whatever people are tweeting. And this is very useful whenever you don't want to get bombarded by notifications or something. This can come very much handy. Okay, so this is one more thing that you can do using this API. Let's try to see what other things are available, what other things are possible for you to do over here. So let's say I say user is equal to API dot get user. So I'm just finding a user and let that user be Elon Musk. Okay, so I can say Elon Musk, and then I can say print. I can print out specific information about that user. I can say print user dot, and I can say the name. Okay, so this would give you the name of the person. Then it would say print user dot, I can say description. Let me just try to run this and see what happens. So as you can see, this is saying Elon Musk and it is not giving me any description because probably Elon Musk does not have a description. So if I go and search for Elon Musk, no description over here, right? But if we take a look at someone else, let's take a look at me, Ishan Sharma 739, right? That's my uh, handle. I can just copy this one. I can paste it inside of this code. And now it should give me my name and my description. And as you can see, it has given me just that. It says Ishan Sharma. This is my name. Then it says front-end developer, machine learning enthusiast, YouTuber. So all of these things you can get with the help of this user.description and user.name. Okay, so this was all good. If you want to follow someone, right? If you want to follow someone, what you do is this. You say API dot create friendship. Okay, API dot create friendship, and you give the name. So let's say I want to follow Elon Musk. Okay, so if I want to follow this, or let's say I want to follow MKBHD or HD. Yeah. So now what will happen? Let me just show you that the person does not haven't really been following MKBHD. They don't have MKBHD in their following list, so that it makes it legitimate for all of you. So now I'll just try to run this and see what happens. This code got executed, and if I go here and if I refresh this, you will see something has changed. I now have followed MKBHD with the help of the Twepi module in Python. Okay, so this is another way that you can use this bot. You can follow someone, you can unfollow someone. So all of these things are available. You can also say I want to destroy friendship. Okay, so what would happen then is that you would unfollow that person. Okay, if I save this, and you can see I am now currently following MKBHD. If I go ahead and if I click on run, let's wait. Okay, this is working now. If I go here and if I refresh this, you will see that MKBHD is no more in my following list. So I'll see. Yeah, so as you can see, this is how it works. This is how you use it. And yeah, these are just a few functions that you can use to just use this API to create some amazing features. So let's do this. Okay, let's say I want to say for tweet, or let's say search. I say search query. I equate that to, let's say I want to say Python developer. Okay, so then I would say for tweet in Python developer in search query, actually in search. Oh wait, what we do here is this. We say API. Okay, wait a minute. So we'll have to get rid of this, and we'll say API dot search, and then let's implement, and let's say Q, which is the query, and that is Python developer. Okay, and then I need to say the language. What is the language? So I'll say lang, equate that to en, which is English. So only the tweets that have the English language will get filtered. Then I want to say rpp. Basically, just give me a minute. Yeah, rpp, which is nothing but just a number of tweets that I want. So I'll click here to be 5 tweets. Then I would go here and I would say for tweet in search query, I want to say this. I want to print this. I'll say tweet dot user dot name just tweeted, and then I would have here the tweet itself. I'll say tweet dot text. Okay, so this is what you do, and now I can also just print a print like a line to differentiate so that you can understand that, okay, this is one tweet, this is the other tweet. So I've done this now, and if I try to run this, let's see what happens. And as you can see, you get five different, yeah. So it says David Kotela just tweeted. So what I've done is that if you go here, if you go to explore and if you search for Python developer, if you click on search, if you go to latest, you can see all of these tweets, right? So it is just giving you the list of all of those tweets. It is just printing out these tweets, and it is just giving me the text and the name of the person who has tweeted it. Okay, so this is basically what all you can do. There, of course, there's a lot more. If you wanted to run independently, I'll show you some examples of tweets. Let's just go to Naval bot. So this is basically a bot created for Naval Ravikant. Naval Ravikant, if you don't know, he's an entrepreneur. He uh, is the founder of AngelList. So basically, this bot takes a look at every single tweet that he did and every single reply he has done, and they just retweet it. Okay, so you can just take a look at all of the tweets that are done over here. And this is what is happening. So if you want this to happen automatically, you would have to use something like Amazon AWS, okay, which is a service for you to put this in a cloud, in a cloud that would automatically test for this. Okay, it will automatically continue to checking for this. You cannot run this script after every 5 minutes, right? You wanted to do it themselves, so you go to Amazon AWS, and here you can upload this py script so that it happens automatically. How this happens, you'll have to read up a bit about the documentation. So go take a look at this, how to do this. But yeah, this is something that you will be doing. This would be your assignment, to create a Python bot using Twepi. And yeah, this is going to be very interesting for all of you. It will automatically tweet. Let's say I search for something like this. Let's say I search for 100 days of code. Okay, so this is a special hashtag which is used for people that are learning to code. Okay, even I have used it, and you should definitely try this out. Basically, how this works is that you want to create a Twitter bot that would retweet all of these tweets at one place. Okay, so all of these tweets that you are seeing right now, it needs to be retweeted by one bot. So if I just do bot, you will see there are many bots over here that, like this one, 100 days of code. I am a bot, motivates people participating in the 100 days of code challenge. And so we have done this. Then it just retweets. Okay, so that's how this basically works. Hopefully all of you understood the function of making a bot, and you too have to create something similar. Okay, so create this bot that will automatically just retweet all of these tweets that have hashtag 100 days of code. Okay, so what you would do is that you would just search. Your query would be this. You would say hashtag 100 days of code. So you do this, and when you do this, it would just give you all the list of the tweets that have this hashtag inside of them. Then you just need to retweet every single tweet. So you would just have a for loop, and then you can just retweet it. So yeah, that's how this basically works. Hopefully this was helpful. This was insightful for all of you, and you learned a lot in this session. Let me know if this was helpful right now in the chat box. And yeah, let me just give you this one form that you need to fill up. It's basically a form for you to submit whatever you have created. So I'll put it right now. This would be over here. Just click on the form link, and it would that is where you can submit whatever you have made. Okay, but yeah, this is what all we've done in this class. We learned about APIs. We learned about how to use APIs. Then what is your assignment? Your assignment is basically to make a Twitter bot with Twepi in Python that retweets the tweets using hashtag 100 days of code in them. So as I've said, just use the search query and api.search, and inside of that just mention the language, mention how many of the tweets you want to retweet, and just mention the query, just say hashtag 100 days of code, and that would be good to go. You can just create this. It's very simple as I have just showed you right now. And yeah, hopefully this was helpful for all of you. Also, I just want to let all of you know that the Creative Corner is complimentary for with the Plus subscription only until 22nd of November. So make sure that you register before that. After that, it would have a different subscription. So you would have to subscribe for this separately. Okay, so these are the charges as you can see on the screen. And also there are only 3 days to go for the 5-star project, wherein I would be showing you how to create a traffic light. Okay, how to control traffic lights. There will be using something called a spy game. So we'll use spy game to automate a traffic light, to basically run a traffic light, to click different buttons, and that way you can you make your traffic light go red or green or whatever color you want to use. Okay, and so this would be happening on 22nd of November, as you can see. Right, so 22nd of November, we have a free online event. It is available for everyone to join.